Scams on YouTube have come in all shapes and forms, with them ranging from Jake Paul's boxing career to Jake Paul's crypto pump and dump, but one common thing about all of these scams is that they'll all get called out, with a whole host of channels making commentary and expose videos on them. But recently, I found a scam that seemingly has flown completely under the radar, with it only getting called out by me, Just Say Steven, and I guess a couple of slop commentary channels, but all of their points always kind of just boil down to calling them cringe, which I mean is true, but it's not really that insightful. But outside of these odd couple of examples, no one really big has covered these channels, that by some estimates are making north of 80k a day from scamming kids, so I guess it kind of falls upon my lot to cover this, even though I'm not really a big channel. So shit, let's dive straight into this pigsty that is the laughing disco scam.
Seconds! I'm gonna push it. In 5 seconds!
Now, the laughing disco scam can be found on the live stream section of YouTube Shorts, a place where only the most intelligent content creators are found. And so pretty much what these channels will do is they'll make these bad piggy ass contraptions by strapping thumbtacks to random kids games and will play until there's one button pressed left. But before they press it, they need 2 kind viewers to donate 2 laughing disco balls, and they'll press the last button. And you'll quickly realize that they're almost always in this constant state of limbo, just needing 2 more laughing disco balls for hours on end every day on multiple different channels. So would you be surprised to find out that this shit is faker than Ned Fulmer's return to YouTube? With at least one of these channels being caught setting up the live stream as if there was really any doubt. Also, you may be asking yourself, how much are these laughing discos worth anyway? Well, on the one hand, I did my own research and found that they might be worth about $6, but you gotta buy a $10 pack. But on the other hand, Gemini is telling me that they're $50, and that one's coming straight from the horse's mouth. But it would also lend some clearance to the fact that he's making upwards of 40k on a good day, so take that as you will. And of course, this all targets kids as they don't really fully understand how much the disco balls are worth. And they get overstimulated from all the loud noises coming from this banshee. But now that you're aware of how the scam works, I can introduce you to the main player of this game, Bacon Shafi. Now, Shaffy got his start posting Roblox videos that I can only really describe as spoken versions of hieroglyphics. Now, Shaffy is somewhat of a trendsetter, with him pretty much pioneering pretty much every new type of begging for money on stream, except this guy who decided to dial this shit straight up to 11 by preemptively dialing 911. Does he want to be put on a t-shirt or something? Granted, it's probably fake, as you can see him accidentally bump the call button with his pudgy fingers multiple times on his stream. But back to Shaffy. Now, Shaffy kind of stands out for 3 main reasons. Firstly, he will immediately change up the scam the second it gets too popular. It's almost like he sees the detection meter from Payday 2 if too many people start doing his scam. Second, he has multiple channels all keeping up with the new scam, with him employing his friends to help him run the scam. And of course, all of these channels kind of follow the Bacon naming scheme. And third, he has some absolutely bizarre rules following when he wears his balaclava, as on his main channel, he always wears it to conceal his identity. But on his friends' channels, the human skid mark has no problem freeballing it and going mask off, and we know for a fact that it's him due to this viewer catching him setting up his live stream. So it's all very odd. He clearly thinks that he's being slick, but he's being more sloppy than the town drunk. And with that all being said, our boy, Just Say Steven, estimates that he's making about 42k off a good live stream, and assuming he's making comparable views since Steven uploaded that video about 2 months ago, and he gets one good live stream, every 2 weeks, it's completely possible that he's made up to 170k. Granted, I don't know the certainty of Just Say Steven's numbers, but he's still doing this to this day, so clearly he's making some good money. And what's most surprising about all of this is that Shaffy either saw my video or Just Say Steven's videos about him, because he posted a pseudo-apology video where he falls into all the classic pitfalls of an apology video, where he has his head in his hands, he's speaking somberly, and he's rubbing his temples. The only thing he's missing is an animal, unless you consider the alligator toy an animal, or the fact that he's a massive bitch. And I personally have not watched the video. I'm 42 and I can make my own decisions. I have skimmed it a little bit though, and he seems to think he has fans based off his metrics. But I hate to tell you, Bacon, those numbers are more inflated than the photos on Pyrocynicle's hard drive. Because YouTube will funnel every shorts viewer to your live streams. But man, oh man, the comments on this video are insane. You got a more billion people telling him to get a job. Hey, get a job. Get a job. He's got this one person trying to expose him as the weird kid of their school. But I'm yet to see any proof of that, so He's also got people telling him that he's the reason his dad left. And lastly, and my personal favorite, he's got people calling on Etsy witches to hex him. Man, these comments really are awesome. I'm really glad to see like everyone kind of calling him out on his bullshit. But they also low-key caused the video to be more pushed in the algorithm. But all in all, Bacon Shafi is entirely either a delusional person thinking that he's actually like a beloved content creator, or more likely, he's so far into the scam that he really doesn't care. But what should you do about all of this? Well, if you see one of his streams reported, it seems he's already kind of on YouTube's radar, as if you report one of his streams, it almost gets immediately taken down. So, report it if you see it, and buy and shit.
Okay, show's over. Nothing to see here. Everyone go home.